Hello there, you've got me again this week, which should be an alright thing, hopefully. So, I'll probably start with a few updates. Firstly, thank you to everyone who watched the last video that I did. It's the first video I've ever put out that's got over 100 views, so I'm very appreciative to anyone who's had the stomach to watch me on any occasion, so thank you very much. But there's not really too much to go through today, so I'll update you on the various challenges. No, I won't. I'll get onto the challenges in a moment. Things I've been up to recently. I did my exam that I mentioned. As Hannah mentioned in the last episode, my uncle killed himself last week, and that came less than 24 hours before the exam, so I was a bit all over the place when I took it. So hopefully I've passed. If not, as one of my colleagues quite rightly said, whether you pass or fail, you're still going to be doing the same job. So we'll see how that comes out. I think I get the results on the 26th of March, so we'll leave that to it. But without having that to study for, it means that I've had more time to spend out here in the garage. I'm probably going to do some form of games room tour again some point soon, because I've had a big switch around in here. I'm not going to show you today, but Hannah let me have my birthday present early, which was another big DVD shelf thing, which I've managed to fit all of the PS2, all of the PS3, and all of the PSP games onto, which makes it look a lot clearer, and I've got a hell of a lot less than I thought I had, which has meant that I've used one of the Kallax units that we've got in here, turned it on its side. I've now put the Sony Trinitron that Badabinkster gave me, well, swapped with me, on top of that, and I've got 9 consoles and a VHS rigged up to it. Just to do a bit more work in terms of lighting for it, and then I can move on with that, which will be really nice. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago as well that I bought the monitor for the Atari. The cable that I needed arrived a few days ago, so I've been able to test that out, and the Atari and the monitor both work perfectly. So I should be able to get on with playing a few of them once I've found an appropriate chair, because I'm not young anymore. I need a proper chair to sit on. I did see one at the recycling centre the other day, and for some reason I decided at the last minute not to get it. But hopefully I'll be able to work out a way that I can record or stream some gameplay from that. And I keep looking at the things rather than looking at you, so I do apologise for that. Let's see. As I've mentioned before, I've been doing my walking to try and get 62 miles walked this month for Calm. I'm recording this on Wednesday evening, afternoon. So that leaves 18 days left to go, and I'm at 42 miles altogether. I'm not going to share my own sponsorship page for it, but Calm, as in Campaign Against Living Miserably. I'm not sure why that's reversed. Anyway, that should be just like the Samaritans. It's a fantastic mental health charity. Give where you can. You don't need to sponsor me. I don't need the ego boost of someone sponsoring me. But please, please, please consider them. Right. See, most of the updates that I've got on here are linked to challenges. So this is where this week's episode turns into a bit of a pickups episode, which is annoying because I said that ultimately I wouldn't be doing pickups episodes because everything I bought was going to be linked to challenges. But I suppose it's only right to say now, I have failed in my challenge of linking all of my game buying to my challenges of completing games and of weight loss. I completely failed at them because I got tempted. I mentioned that I was going to go to Lincoln to meet up with some people from the Unofficial Controller podcast, and we stopped off in Kings Lynn on the way home, and I bought something that I've wanted for quite some time. We bought one in December and it didn't work, but I've managed to get one boxed now. So for the first time in my life, I now have a Sega Saturn. I'm not about to do an unboxing video for it because it is sitting right over there all rigged up, ready to play. So obviously, having bought a new console, I needed to buy some games. So the games that I've bought myself for the Saturn, I've been recommended, every time I've mentioned the Saturn, I've been told you have to play Sega Rally. So I have bought Sega Rally. I've still not played on the Saturn. Maybe I'll try and fit that in once I finish recording this. So there's that one. And because it was £3, it would be an extra one to add to the collection, I got myself Sega Worldwide Soccer 97. I was told by the bloke in Last Level Games that it's pretty rubbish, but I don't care. It's an extra game to go on the shelf, and I just like the packaging for Sega Saturn games. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because they remind me of the old original DVD boxes, even though I only owned Gremlins on that style of box when I was younger. But I've got them. Let's go... yeah, from a charity shop, I bought myself Knights of the Old Republic 2 for the PC. So I've not played any of the Knights of the Old Republic games, and I'm sure 2 isn't the best place to start, but that's where I'm starting. And I also bought myself Star Wars The Old Republic, thinking it was Knights of the Old Republic 1. I didn't realise that it was an MMO, and I also didn't realise that it is now free to play. But it's Star Wars. I like Star Wars, so they can sit nicely on my shelf. Let's go... I've bought myself a PSP game, and this was the one that I bought purely out of sentimental reasons, because I always associated playing golf games with playing games with my uncle, other than my early gaming memories coming from playing on his Atari, in particular the Monkey Island games, which I still love and I play through every year. So I picked up Everybody's Golf for the PSP. It was £1, so I get away with that one surely, even though I failed. I failed my challenge, but I've not... Yeah, I failed, but I don't care. And the other thing, because I'm going to save what I've bought today, because I've made even more failures today, but I'm going to do my final failure from before today, before I move on to anything else. And I bought myself a Python 1M, purely because it was boxed, and because Hannah wasn't watching me close enough to stop me from buying it. But in it, there's it's a quick shot Python, pretty standard joystick, but I'm sure that'll be lovely to play on the Atari with when I get going on that. So, with pickups before today, it does mean that I get to move on to a success from a challenge. I lost another £1. I've not done well with weight loss over the last few weeks at all, because I have slipped into a lot of comfort eating over the last couple of weeks. But I did lose £1, which means Hannah was able to give me one of the Mega Drive games, and she picked out for me Pac-Mania, which is like that semi-3D Pac-Man game, which I've played once or twice, I think possibly when I was in hospital as a child. I'm not sure. But that is another game that's going into the Mega Drive collection, which I think that might be game 95. So that means when I get down to 12 stone 11, I will be up to 100 Mega Drive games. So today, Hannah was supposed to be studying for her degree. She wasn't in the mood to do so, so we went into Norwich, as we tend to. And we tend to buy things when we're in Norwich, which isn't very good. So, from a shop called Surplus, which is like this proper old-style junk shop, I bought myself a third-party Saturn controller, which just appealed to me. So hopefully I can play something two-player on the Saturn now. if I can persuade Hannah or any of the children to play. And I also picked up Olympimania, Contact Sam Cruise. Oh, the reflections are awful today. Who Done It, and Caterpillar, all for the Spectrum. They're not for me. I've got a friend who collects for absolutely everything, and his console of choice is the ZX Spectrum. So I will be checking with him whether he wants them and give them to him for what I paid for them, because that's what friends are for. Also from surplus, I bought myself Mickey Mania for the SNES. I've finally got the SNES that they got me for Christmas rigged up, so I can play on that. It's one of my favourite games from when I had the Mega CD when I was younger. I've got the Mega Drive version, so let's see whether it's any different on the SNES. So that's another one for me to sink my teeth into. The backlog is still growing. I have been able to get one game from my list because I finished one game, although Hannah said I'm not allowed to do it anymore in this way. I completed Streets of Rage with one of my children, which obviously took less than an hour. I said it counts as me completing a game. She says it does this time, but no more. We're not playing that game. So I need to start playing more, because all I've played lately is Sonic Spinball, because I'm trying to beat Marathon Gaming's score on Sonic Spinball for the Unofficial Controller Challenge Accepted challenge for this month. I'm about 1 million points away from him, which isn't too good. We're trying to complete the first level with the lowest score possible, taking it from when the boss is defeated before any bonuses get added. And yeah, I'm not good at the game. I've played it for 30 years, but I'm not good at it. But I digress. So I completed Streets of Rage, which means that today I bought myself the Simpsons game for the PS3. It's not everyone's idea of the game that you would want to have, but it was the first game I ever owned on the PS3, and I never got as far as completing it. And I keep saying, yeah, I'm going to play that again one day, and I'm going to complete it. I will do. And then I don't play it, and then I may have sold it, and then I may have not bought it for a long time. And I've just realised I've misplaced something in here. Right. Rewind completely. The when I went to Lincoln, the game that kind of broke me in terms of going against what I said for my challenges this year is a game that I used to have on PC. I think I lent it to someone years ago, but it's one of those rare games that you didn't need to have a product key for. It didn't link up to Steam or Origin or anything else, so I've lost it. And it came out on PS4 years ago, and in CEX I said for ages, I'm not paying 28 quid for that, I'm leaving it. But I really want to play it. It's a game made by Telltale. As you know, they do point-and-click-ish games, or they did, including the Tales of Monkey Island. So the one that I've bought, I ended up paying £42 for, which is bloody expensive by the standards that I spend on games, is Back to the Future the game, which I'm really looking forward to playing because I've not played it in years, and it's exactly my kind of game. So in terms of game pickups, that's everything that I've bought in the last couple of weeks, which, sitting next to me, I'm thinking I've failed, but also, at least with the way that I failed, I've bought specific things that I actually want, rather than doing what we were doing last year and just buying anything and everything. So let's see, I've done that one. I've got a list down here. I've actually done some form of planning for a video. It's brilliant. So I've done that one, I've done that one, 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 done that one. So yeah, I've done everything that I planned. So there's just one last thing I want to share with you before I go, and that is I went into the YMCA today they didn't have everything for me to enjoy because I'm not a young man anymore. But I'm very keen on getting VHSs at the moment, and I managed to pick up the box set of the Best of the Muppet Show for £2, which I know it's not everyone's idea of the best thing to watch, but I love the Muppets, and that will be lovely to put on in the background in here while I'm tidying and cleaning and doing other stuff with the collection. So, sorry it's not been more of a tour around. The main reason for that is that I've also bought this new thing to hold my phone up, and I wanted to test that out properly. And also, I've got a new phone, so I wanted to get to test out the camera. So that's why we've got the change of scenery, although this phone camera seems to be far better than the camera that I've got attached to my computer. So if you can recommend a decent camera that I can attach to my PC, that'd be brilliant. So over the next few weeks, my plans are along the lines of trying to play more games, trying to lose more weight, being selective about what I buy, and I'm also wanting to get into streaming a bit more. I was good at doing it for a couple of weeks at the start of the year, and then that's fallen off. But I'm wondering about whether I'd be better off continuing to stream on Twitch under the username I've got on there, or whether I'd be better off to attach it to this channel and stream on YouTube. If you've got any experience with both, please share it in the comments, because I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just winging it. But that's the end of the video, really. So if you've got any comments or you think I'm an idiot, leave me a comment. And once again, thank you for getting my last video up to over 100 views. That was a real nice boost over the last few days. With that in mind, I'm going to sign off now. So thanks for watching if you've got this far. Bye bye.